Hello, Lady Gaga.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. It's Scott. How you doing?
It's wonderful to speak to you. I'm great. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Not at all. I guess you can't really have time to think about anything else apart from working right now because you've got a lot coming up.
I do, but, I don't ever think about anything else other than working anyway, so it's fine. I'm quite used to being in a mental state at all times.
Is that how you're feeling a little bit right now?
Well, in a good way. It's a good stress. I have thought of nothing but performing since my injury earlier in the year, and I didn't even know if I'd ever be able to perform the same again, and I'm feeling better than ever. So I can't wait. I'm feeling fantastic. We've been rehearsing every single day for the VMAs and for our performance for iTunes Music Festival. We're headlining at Roundhouse the opening night. We're playing 6 new songs, I believe, from the album, and Art Pop is 15 records, so it will be a nice taste of the album, and I can't wait. I'm really excited. I'm happy to be back, and I just wanted to thank you and all the radio jockeys that have been, standing by me and for playing my record this time around. I know I've been gone for a while, and I appreciate it.
You obviously had to cancel some shows in America because of your hip, as you just mentioned. Now, I came to see one of the last UK shows just before you kind of had to do that. You must have been in a lot of pain on stage then, because it's a very demanding physical show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very demanding show, but the truth is that when I'm on stage and I hear the applause, it's an adrenaline that takes the pain away. I don't feel any pain when I'm on stage, and to be fair, I actually didn't even know there was something wrong with me until I felt the pain during the performances, and that was for about 3 weeks. That it just started to get worse and worse, and I didn't know quite what was happening. And then I have just a very high threshold for pain. I've been through a lot worse, I guess, earlier on in my career, and I just didn't even know it was happening.
Do you feel like 100% physically fit now?
Yes, I do. I actually feel better than ever, and I'm excited about my alignment as a dancer has really changed. They resculpted my hip actually, so I have better rotation, which is good for dancing and other things.
Okay.
It's been great. I feel great. There's nothing like returning to the stage after being gone for so long. It is a surge of happiness, and I'm excited to give my fans in the UK what they deserve.
You're opening the VMAs on Sunday in America. Now, you've said you've gone on record saying this is going to be a real physical challenge for you. What does that mean? What's going to happen?
It's just a very physically challenging performance, and I've been rehearsing it, and it will be skeletons to perfection by the time we do it. But it's just harder than any performance I've done before, and that is because we wanted to make sure that we really put the work in for the fans. I mean, the only way I can thank them for standing by me all these years is by giving them the greatest gift I could give them, which is a good time, is to entertain them. So we really put the thought into it, and I hope for it to be a memorable moment for them, as it's certainly memorable for me to be back on the stage.
How many hours of the day are you rehearsing right now?
We rehearse. I mean, the rehearsals run about 10 hours of the day, or 8 hours, I think. And it's broken up between music and dancing, and then we bring everyone together.
Do you ever feel like you're missing out on normal life because of what you do and how dedicated you are?
Well, I don't really miss out. I mean, people aren't really around me, every day, obviously, and I guess the press writes what they want to write about you. And to be fair, no one really knows anything about me, and I am quite normal when I'm not working. I have great friends, and they keep me really grounded, and I don't really have a ton of, yes people around me. They always laugh at me if anyone says, you have a lot of yes people. They go, no, she doesn't, because everyone around me is, they're all creatives as well, and artists, so it's all about just, working hard together, and when we're off, we're still working, but I love making music. Making music is a hobby as much as it is my job, so I'm always having fun.
What did you do on your last normal day? Tell me something normal you did.
My last normal day? Well, last night I laid on the couch with my mom and dad and ate spaghetti, so that's pretty normal, right?
Yeah, that is.
I love my parents, and they give me inspiration as well. You know, I need that time. I need that time to feel normal, because it makes me appreciate it even more when I hit the stage and there's 50,000 people singing every word. It gives me perspective. It helps me to be strong.
Did you watch anything good on TV?
Well, we like to watch crime documentaries. I don't know if you're a fan, but that's what my dad and I like to watch.
I'm quite excited to see what you're going to be wearing, obviously, as the world is for the VMAs performance. Do you think it's going to be as talked about as some of the other outfits, or are you scaling it back a bit?
I don't know. We're definitely not scaling it back, but yeah, it's actually a much bigger scale performance than anything we've ever done, and it's much more, like I said, it's much more physically challenging. I'm always going to be interested in the avant-garde and the grotesque. I'm always going to be obsessed with bending pop music in a different way. But this time, I am able to take off my makeup now, and I'm able to wear different kinds of wigs and dress differently and still achieve avant-garde with minimalism. And that was really what I wanted to do. I wanted to put myself in the most uncomfortable position I could put myself in. So I don't know that it's scaled back, but there definitely is an obsession with minimalism.
So it's not just going to be you doing a forward roll, is it?
No, I won't be forward rolling for 4 minutes, no.
It's going to be a bit more involved than that, I think, yeah. How much do you have to do with creating the outfits?
Oh, I have everything to do with it. I mean, well, my whole team does. We work together. I mean, I know that, especially since I'm a pop singer, there's an assumption that there's a, giant record label behind me that's creating everything I do, but that couldn't be further from the truth. We just make what we love. I can only make what I love, and I'm a part of every single thing, because when the fans see it, I want them to feel that energy that I've touched everything that they're looking at. I think that's why they love it, to be fair. I think that's what they love the most about me, is they know I've touched everything before they've seen it.
Okay, more from Lady Gaga in just a moment. This is Scott Mills talking to Lady Gaga. Is every single track on this new album a hit record?
Yes, it is.
Every single one?
It was designed to be. It was designed to be. I wrote over 70 songs, 70 to 100 songs for the album, with DJ White Shadow, with DJ Zed, with Madian, and they are incredible, just genius producers, so different from each other, and yet they worked so well with me, as well as with one another, just in camaraderie. There's so much ego, I think, driven in the producer industry, and they're also equally confident in what they do, that we didn't have to experience any of that working on the album. And I'm really, really looking forward to everyone hearing it. It's fantastic.
Do you worry that some people won't get the art pop thing? Do you think they'll find it a bit too clever or too confusing?
Well, those are two things I want them to feel. I want them to feel that it's clever, and I want them to feel that it's confusing and bemusing. And in a lot of ways, art pop really harkens back to Shakespearean times, where it was the job of the jester to confuse the audience, to bemuse them, to keep them in a state of discomfort, to provoke the applause, to provoke cheers, to provoke boos, whatever they were provoking. So I like to keep everyone in this space. I don't really terribly care very much if people think I'm beautiful, or think that it's normal, or think that it's easy to swallow. I've always made things that are not easy to swallow, and people fall in love with it because they understand that it's theater. They understand that it's fantasy. They understand that it's meant to be different. It's meant to draw you into a world that doesn't exist.
I know you're all about being a bit more positive, you and your fans, on social media at the moment. Do you think that Twitter's a little bit out of control at the moment, generally?
I think, Twitter really needs to, as well as other social media platforms, to monitor much more closely what's happening on the internet. As well as other forms of media outlet. There's a lot of blogs floating around with, I guess you could say, unexperienced or inexperienced people creating write-ups about music, write-ups about fashion, write-ups about videos. We used to live in an age where it was an absolute art to be a journalist, and this doesn't really exist anymore, and everybody's a critic. And you go on the internet, and especially on Twitter, the things I see, it really shocks me, and we really have to band together, because I know that I have a lot of fans, but I also have a lot of naysayers, and we have to promote a sense of positivity, all of us. I can't do it by myself, and this is definitely at the age that we live in. It's sort of this faceless cyberbullying. There's no accountability. There's no recourse, and if we bond together, I think we can change this.
What can we actually do about it, though? Because it's a free speech thing. It's that everyone can say what they want.
Well, everyone can say what they want either way, but, Twitter doesn't. Twitter has these verifications of people for a reason. They should choose wisely who they verify, as well as spending more money on making sure that they take down any abusive language, suspending accounts, because it's not something that we can control. To be fair, it's not something that we can control. The only people that can control it are the companies that run these sites, and they're putting money into the promotion of the social media site and the platform, but they're not putting money into monitoring it. And if we were to monitor it better, it would be safer. On littlemonsters.com, which is my social media site for my fans, that's something that we focus on every single day. We have an entire team that is going through all the posts every day to make sure that they clean it up, make sure that it's kind, make sure that there's no negativity. This is important. Freedom of speech is, yes, freedom of speech, but there's a line that needs to be drawn when the language becomes abusive, and I've made it clear to my fans that I don't stand by this language.
Lady Gaga, what's your plan after we finish this interview? What are you going to do next?
I'm going to go right back to rehearsal.
What part of you aches the most right now? Because it's probably aching somewhere, isn't it?
My heart. My heart is aching. I miss my fans. I want them near me. I want to hear them cheer live. We put the cheering crowd into the song.
I love that.
It's not enough for me. I need to feel them. I need to have them closer to me.
So when you perform at the VMAs, you'll feel a lot better.
Yes, I was in my V Magazine interview that I did with Marina Abramovich, who's incredible. Everybody should look her up. She's truly fantastic. She's been mentoring me, and she's been really teaching me to revive my discipline and relaxation. And she was asking me when I feel relaxed, and I said, I truly don't feel relaxed until I'm on stage. And she says, this is a diseased artist. This is a real artist. You are diseased. You are obsessed. And it's true. When I'm not on stage, I don't feel alive. But when I hit the stage, it's like everything that I'm thinking and feeling, where I belong, that's where it is. And I don't think that I'm different from anybody else. I think everyone with their vocation and their job and what they do, their passions, they feel the same way I do. It's sort of like we're endlessly obsessing over what we're creating, and then the explosion is the moment where we get to share it.
Lady Gaga, I'm absolutely loving Applause. It's my big thing this week. I'm playing it every single day on Radio 1. And thank you very much for speaking to us. Good luck for Sunday.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate you playing the song. And hello, and thank you to all my UK monsters for supporting me. I can't wait to see you on September 1st.
Thank you, Gaga.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye.